So next we are going to learn how to rename and drop a column in a data frame. So first of all, we are going to rename a column. I want to rename this employee underscore ID column. In order to rename any column, I'm going to use the rename method. Df equals to df dot rename, then the curly brackets. Inside this curly bracket, I'm going to mention the column, then the colon, uh, emp underscore id is the name which I want to rename with. Okay. Afterwards, I will provide the access value which will be 1. 1 means that 1 represents the column, 0 represents the row. So since I'm performing action on column, so the value will be 1, access value will be 1. Now let me just print the result here. Uh, Look, it has been renamed. Okay, now let me just rename another column which is name. So I have to comma, comma, column name, colon, rename with this name, emp underscore name. Okay, so there is another way of renaming a column. Let me show you another way. Df equals to df dot rename columns equals to employee underscore id, employee underscore id. I want to rename with this uh, emp underscore id. Okay, let me just comment this out. Let me first print the result. Okay, this is my result. Now I want to rename columns equal to curly brackets, then the original name, then the name which I want to rename with, which is emp underscore id, df. Okay, it has been renamed. If you want to rename the multiple columns, uh, comma, and then the this name will be renamed with emp underscore name. Okay, now there is another way of doing it. So let me show you one more way, which is using the index. So df dot columns dot value. So here values. So inside this bracket I'm going to provide the index value. So I want to replace, let me just first print the result. I want to rename the first index. So this is 0 and this is rename the first uh, column, which is the 0th index. Okay, this one employee underscore id, rename it with emp underscore id. Look, emp underscore id. So next we are going to study how to drop a column. In order to drop a column, I'm going to use the drop method. Df dot drop. I want to drop this country column. Okay, so I'm going to mention country here. Then I want to drop this age column. Age. Age. then the excess value equals to 1, since we are performing action on column, so the value will be 1, and in place value will be true. What this is, in place equals to true. What is the meaning of this? In place equals to true? It means that the original data frame content will be updated. If I do not provide the in place value equals to true, by default it will be treated as false. So let me just give you an example. Let's say, let me just remove it. So df, I'm going to get the original content. It will not be replaced. It will not be updated. Okay. Look, country and age. Look, it is not updated. So if you want to update the original content, which is in data frame, so it the in place value will be true. True. Now you will see the country and age column will not be in the list. Okay, look, it has been removed. Now there is another way of doing it like this. Okay, now instead of mentioning the in place value, I can also write it like this: df equals to df dot drop country and age. So now this is going to drop the country and age value. Okay, this is another way of doing it. Now let me just give you another example. Let's say I don't want to specify the column name, I want to specify the index. So how I can do it? I'm going to do it like this: df dot drop. Here I'm going to mention the columns, df dot columns, and I want to drop 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 4 column. Okay, now let me just print the result. So this is not going to update the result. I have to provide the in place equals to true. Now the result will be updated. Look, columns have been dropped. Let's say I want, let me just comment this out. Okay, 0, 1, 1, 2 and 3. I want to drop these 3 consecutive columns. So how I can drop it? I can write it like this: 1 colon 1, 2, 3. I can provide the range as well. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and let me just print the original result: 0, 1, 1, 2. Okay, 1 and 2. This is not going to drop the last value, which is last index column, which is this one. Okay, if you want to drop this column as well, you are going to write it 4. Now this is going to drop the annual salary column. Let me just execute. Look, so this is how it works.